Hello, 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 and welcome back to another live stream. How's it going, everyone? YouTube got a delayed start. I mean, delayed. It's live when I clearly am starting, so I guess it's not really delayed. I forgot to, if you don't click the broadcast button, or go to the broadcast thing, then it doesn't broadcast it. That's stupid. Hey, Blue Sneaker, welcome in. How's it going? Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. Friday! Yay! Next Friday is going to be pretty nice. And Thursday. Next Thursday and Friday, I'm working, but everyone else on the US side is off, which means no meetings at all. Oh, I can just do things and be fine and great. Remember the days when the sun was in your eyes and it was hot? Good time? No. You know how good it is these days? Look, I even have a Halo. That's how much I love this time. To have a natural halo. I'm glowing. Radiant, one might say. Those days were terrible. You miss the sun? I don't. If we could have no sun, you glow girl. If I could have no sun ever, but you know, like in terms of it facing into my apartment, I only ever in shadow or shade, that'd be great. I don't want any direct sun. Fan of that. Hey, Pseudo Kid, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. You hate direct sun? Yeah. Sun is terrible. But I guess we need it. I guess we do need it. For some reason. I don't know why. The lacking AC causes a problem. I have AC, but the AC was so shit that I had to buy another like portable AC. So, Jesus Christ! Like, so I'm hoping to be able to buy like a condo in a couple of years. I'm trying to save up right now. And it's like, if I want no AC, there's so many options. But if I want AC, one, it's like 100 to 200,000 more expensive around here, and two, it's like so many fewer options. So it's like shit. And obviously, I can't afford like a standalone house where I can install it myself. Theoretically, though, I could do it on a townhouse, but that would need to go through, like, because in some places you can get for a townhouse around the same price as a 2-bedroom condo, but that's like, that's hard. Yeah, it has to be new, but the problem is they're all still shitty. What I want, right, is a house, because then I can install a super powerful AC and heater, whatever I want, right? The problem is 2-bedroom condo, which is more realistic of what I can afford, is 800,000, and a house is double that, starting pretty much. So I'm a little bit short of the money. I need to win the lottery. The problem is I haven't played the lottery because I don't want to waste my money. So really, I need to be lucky enough to find the winning lottery ticket and win. I don't need to win the jackpot. I just need to win enough. Can't live in the city and have a house. Your girlfriend plays. Yeah, I think my dad also plays from time to time. Like, I get it. As long as you're not like constantly throwing like money at it, like once a month or like whatever, you know, occasionally. It's like, yeah, why not? Give it a whirl. The thing is, like, I would like to live within like less than an hour away from downtown. And yeah, you can go further away and it's cheaper, but like, I don't need to go downtown very often, but a lot of times if you want to meet people, that's where you go. Hey Ranger, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Miss any more jiggle content? No. At least not yet. Half and half thing with a friend? What's this talk about outside? You were talking about the sun earlier. The sun is outside. You started this. Outside talk. Bring the sun in. That is one thing I am looking forward to, no matter where I end up, is if I actually own my own place, I can put in blackout curtains and everything and just block out the sun. And it'll be great. Touching grass is bad for your health. True. You know what's kind of, I don't know, good, bad? I don't know. It depends how you look at it. Because I wasn't obviously born here, I came to Canada. So when I came here, I like wherever I put down is now where everything around me is. So like my dentist is like within walking distance, my car insurance, like everything is like relatively close by. And now if I'm going to be looking for a place, I have to be like make the conscious decisions of, do I have to stay in the same area? Or am I not need to drive for everything I want? Like my barber is nearby, everything's nearby. Because, right? Because why would it not be? Hey, Red Jasper, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. So it's like, but this place is extra expensive. So there's no winning for me. Anyway, I don't know how it got to this, but your doctor is downtown, but you live in the New West. I've no. That's not too bad, but I don't have a doctor. I've been here for 3 years. I've never once visited a doctor. But yeah, it's been 3 years. So with a brain surgery not requirement, I mean, yeah, it, you know, that one makes sense. And in theory, really, I should be visiting a doctor at least once a year, but I've never done that in my life. So we're gonna keep our fingers crossed for you that it's not. Hopefully it's not. Shall we actually get into what the hell we're doing today in the stream? Probably a good idea. But until it's confirmed, it's Schrodinger's cancer. I guess. Is that what you would call it? Schrodinger's cancer? It could be cancer, it could be not. Until you read the diagnose. It's both is and is. Oh. Hopefully it isn't, though. We're doing some PCG. Starting today with some PCG for Sunday's video. And depending if I get it working or not quickly, we'll go to Devland again. Because one thing I wanted to do immediately after I saw the PCG mode stuff is I want to create a PCG graph that is actually like drawing, where you have the brush size, right, actually affects things. So that's what we're gonna do. And we'll see if we can make that. If we can, great. And if we can't, I'm gonna cry because I won't have a video. So we're gonna make sure we get it working. For anyone that missed it, you know, PCG mode, go watch my last video. But I want to basically, when we do this paint, I wanted to not paint a line, I wanted to actually paint and scatter, basically. So, menu folder. Nah, let's not make a folder, let's put it here. Clues on vertex painting, but is there a way you can do that inside of PCG? No. Vertex paint is a material thing, PCG is not materials. It's not a materials thing, it's a painting geo thing. You can change the colors of stuff, you can do masking and all that through PCG attributes, but that's all material. You're modifying a material that's like the values of a vector color, basically. PCG itself is not doing anything. Testing brush. Okay, let's start with this. Display name. Test brush. We need to do it under tooltip. This is my test brush. Paint tool. New actor label. Actual brush is preset. Here's a test brush. Doesn't do anything yet, but there we go. Hey Jess, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. How do you stop the meshes from spawning on top of other objects? By filtering out what you can project onto, or filtering them out afterwards. You can do that through like gameplay, through actor tags. Just don't have it project onto those things, for example. Depends what you're doing to place them on top. Yep. You just have it not project onto it. You can cut those out. You can just change get the actor positions, make the points like super tall, and then just do a difference and cut them out before you even project them. Several ways to doing it. It depends on your workflow and what you want to do. Tool tag. Data instance. Call it tool tag and data instance because I want to see. So this doesn't select the data instance. Why? That's one thing I haven't figured out yet. Is this data instance thing? Does it need to be the name of the brush? I doubt it. How do we select the right? check out one of the other ones. Paint tool, paint layer. Tool tag is paint tool. Oh. Is that it? Okay. That's it. This has to be the... Okay, that's what it means by tool tag. Have I played Peak? No, because I have no friends. How difficult would it be to create something like that? Though, no idea, because I don't know multiplayer. So for me, just the fact that it's multiplayer is an impossible hurdle. So, very for me. Also, isn't it not? I thought, is it Unreal? Is Peak in Unreal? Ta-da! We can draw cubes. Beautiful. So what we want to do first of all is change these spacing. Excuse me? Are we getting nothing now? Why does it already not work? What? Oh, why did this get undo is so dangerous. Undo is so dangerous. Because undo does not undo this. And you stop pressing undo. Dear God. How do I clear this? Oh, just reset. Okay, so what we want here, right, is every time we create one of these points, really what we want is to create a area around the points. So create points grid. The question is, what information do I have access to here? And it's not much. The only thing I have access to that could be useful is the bounds. Crash is like every other Unreal game. It's a neat concept to use that to build new map run every day, minus the replication. Seems like something you'd be an expert at. I mean, I haven't played it, so I genuinely have no idea how it's... Like, I've seen some clips, but that's it. So I don't know what's different, what changes, how it changes. So I couldn't even like speak on the general concept of how it's set up. I've seen clips. That's it. Let's do because we're going to need to plug it in. So if we did to attribute set, that's not going to get me anything. So what we need to do really is I need to get the size of this. So really we can do a set convert it to points. Although this is kind of points already. Can we do it here? Add attribute. Yes. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do a set attributes. That'll be easier. Set attributes, because it's the same thing. So we're gonna take the extents. We're gonna actually need to multiply by 2. So let's do multiply. Extents by 2. And we're going to set the diameter. So it's going to take the maybe leave that as diameter XYZ 103. That is correct. We don't need 3 values though. So what we're going to do is change this to point extents dot x. Dot x. Could I have this be on last? No. Okay, so we have behind me. Where can I put myself? I can put myself here. We have diameter here. So now we have it storing the diameter. So then we can theoretically go to get attribute. No, we need to convert it to points. And then we can go point to attribute set. Because diameter, that goes to grid extends. Ooh. Yeah, it's gonna want. So we're gonna need to loop on every single size. Let's try it for now with this. So this is going to use 1 size. Copy points. The source is these. Let's see what happens. Oh, this needs to be local, doesn't it? It is automatically updating. Let me... Okay, so that is working. It's just not happy about the warning, so it's not doing anything. Okay, fine. We need to fix the warning first. copy points grid. Okay. Let's set it up. By the way, as I'm doing this, you can feel free to ask what I'm doing. Required output normal point. Okay, so we just put this in here. And this goes in here. That goes in there. What are you complaining about now? Oh, because we didn't do an attribute partition. And we need to tell it to actually. It's fine. Attribute partition. And then here it's going to go by diameter. And you know what? In here, can we just make it back to any? And then we can do this. This is fine. Yeah, this is fine. It's going to create the conversion node. Get attribute from point index. Since it's all the same, we can use this. Diameter. Okay. Now, the diameter is small here, but if we change now the size to 10, let's do like 3. Okay. So that is now correct. I guess the difference is I don't actually want to. That's why isn't it talking again? Why is that broken again? I'll restart it. Restart it. I can press the button to make it go. Let's see. There we go.
Causing floods.
There we go. We don't want it to do big points. We want to get rid of the original point. What is it doing? Scale and everything is 1. Why is it doing such a big point? You made them bigger? I don't know why it made them bigger. Because the scale on them is all 1. It's clearly because of this. Why are these points so big? Cell size 50. Why are they so big? Right, well, here they are, but why are they... Oh, it's because it's going off of the bounds of the original. Is that why? Create, I'm just gonna duplicate this. Just create a points grid here. Yeah, see, this is flat. Oh, I know why. It's because I'm setting it for Z as well. So what I need to do is set attribute so we do want X, Y, and Z here. So we want actually all of them. Yeah, we want X, Y, and Z for diameter. And then here we want to set diameter to 1 along Z. Okay, so that's getting there. Right. The only thing is, I think we don't want to multiply it by 2. Because I think it is actually need to be the radius. So... to here, I think we need to just put, set the... point extent. There we go. So we only need the radius in here. Okay, so now we have this where we can just draw out an area, but we wanted 2 things. We want to have a control for whether you have a square brush or a round brush, because you can change this to box, right? And then it makes a perfect box. But this is not super helpful because I can't read this information. So, the other thing is you can't erase partial points, but we'll get through all of that. We'll get through all of this. This is going to be more advanced. So first of all, let's go ahead and add a new parameter. Boolean, I'll say box brush. It'll be off by default. And then we need to do a branch based off of whether or not it is a box brush. If it is a box brush, then we spawn it as normal. If it is not a box brush, we need to do a distance node from one to the other, which is the original. And instead of last here, we want to do position, point, position, position. And then you can output this to distance. Okay, so there's our distance. And then we can check if we do a filter. If it is less or equal to the diameter. Cannot convert threshold type vector to input type double. Oh. Compare distance. Distance to diameter dot x. And if it is true, then spawn this. Now we have a circle. You see? You see? Okay. So now we have this, and then if I change it to a box brush, it'll put them all as a box brush. So what we want to do is have two of these. Instead of doing this, we'll have another one of these. This is going to be testing box brush, and this will be testing circle brush. It'll reset everything here, which is fine. So then testing circle brush, all right, we just do this top section. And the box one, we just do the bottom section. And I'll put them both into the same spawner here. So now if we are on not on box brush and we're doing circle brush, we can paint circles, and then we can swap to box brush. And we need to enable box brush, unfortunately, and turn box here. Then we have box brush at the same time. And then we can make it bigger. It'll be bigger. Okay. Shit, we're going with this. Now it's starting to be more of like, what do we expect? So let's do from here. Let's go ahead and set up the meshes. So instead of this, instead of the box brush here, we're going to change this to be static, because we don't need that boolean anymore, actually. Taking into static meshes, an array. We'll give it a cube by default. Meshes to spawn. And then I'll grab it. And match and set attributes. In here, please. In here, please. Because I called it meshes to spawn, needs to be attributes meshes to spawn. And now I can override the meshes to spawn here to spawn spheres. Right? Good, good, good. So if we had the trees, good. So what we can grab from here, what we can do is grab maybe the setup from the other one. Might make it easier, which is this one here. This random offsets and all that. Question is, can I just right click and convert them to no. I can't just make them parameters. By just right clicking like you can in blueprints. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Okay. Let's do then. Let's become sections. Global transform offset, and we'll do a transform break transform, and then we can put translation into offset min and max, rotation into min and max, and scale into max. Looks good. That should work. I will have, and don't have a uniform scale. That seems good. And then we need to do a setup here. So let's, if I come here and do category, I'll call this offsets. Offsets. Can't press enter. You have to click away, and then it puts it in the right category. Then we can do another transform. And we'll do random transform min. Random transform max. Category, I have to type it in. I don't know why they made it this way. Okay, so now under offsets we have this. We need to change the scale. Oh, it's all default is good. This is fine. So what we can do is grab you, for the min and max, grab the break transform, so then we can do offset min, rotation min, scale here, plus variables. Okay, then this goes in here. That can go in there. Why is it very unhappy with me? Oh, there we go. Why is it very unhappy with me? Oh, because I've changed it, so I think it just needs... Oh, I'm on the wrong brush. It's just on the wrong brush, that's why. Okay. So we're on the circle brush. We need to make the circle, and then there you go. Okay, circle is working. Box is working. Okay. Let's test the offsets. If I did 1000Z, there it is. And if we did a maximum of 1000Z for location, there we go. That's pretty cool. So that is now working. It's under offsets, which is great. We can come in here and tell it to put this under meshes. Can I move this category up? No. I can't control this. Alphabetical order. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so from here, we need to have spacing between each point. So let's make a little variable here. This is going to be it's called spacing, I guess. Point spacing. Yeah, spacing for now. Let's by default, because this is going to go into this. We're going to set the cell size. So default is 100. So we can do an attribute spacing. I'll call it point spacing. That's probably going to be fine. And then in here, we'll have access to it. And this one's just going to be accessible as just a value. This is going to be for everything. So then we can just do another one of these. Point spacing. Cell size. And if we change this to 500, ta-da! All right. Okay, and then right, if we had some randomness to it, it'll be rotated. Is it? Why can't I put in the rotation? Excuse me. Why is it zeroing out? Why is it not letting me 180, I guess, and negative 180? Negative 181? No. It wants between 80 and negative 180 and 180. It doesn't want to go negative That's, I feel like that's almost a bug because the other values don't work like that. Like in here, I can put it 360. That's fine. I don't know why those are finicky. Okay. So now we have a brush. And if we want to erase, we could erase the chunks. Now, it's hard to find where the center of the chunks are. So I do want to have that as an option. So let me actually change this category to just like spawning. I can just put this under spawning as well. I don't like the having to left click, but it's fine. We'll make this debug original points. Category debug. If it is on, it's going to go into B. I guess I can just do this. Keep it as is. I just attach this here. Yeah. And then if we have this, then go ahead and debug cube absolute see what I want to do is do inbounds modifier, and I'm going to scale it up. Basically, NZ max. Let's do like 10. And what we can do also is do a named reroute. This is going to be circle brush tool. And we'll do this similar thing here. Up. Square brush tool. And if we go ahead and turn on the debug, oh, because I left it on absolute. No. Ooh. Let's change some stuff. Let's do a set. Negative 50, 50. Negative 50 to 50, 50. 500. That probably is fine. I can also like set the color and stuff, but I think that's good enough for us to tell that is actually where the points are. So, cool. Let's save that. From here, let's add a few more controls. I want to add a remove. Do I want to do a remove overlapping? I might want to set the thing is, if I was to debug here, right, the points themselves are pretty big, which is how they're getting to where they are. I just have an option to just prune overlapping, but yeah, let's just add that as an option. Prune overlapping. If we have prune overlapping, then we'll do it before the transform, so it only needs to do it. Actually, no, it has to be after. It has to be after. Otherwise, they might not overlap afterwards. So we did prune overlapping. If it's false, then we continue on. If it is true, we do a... Ooh, do I have multiple pieces of data here? I do. We'll do a merge points. And then a self pruning. Large to small is fine. And if we turn that on, right, we get back our pretty much our distance that we wanted, the 300. So now within about, I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but within that point spacing, we're not going to have too many things. So now we can just draw here. And that looks pretty good.
Answer here. Pausing for ads.
Oh, that's already working really nicely. Pretty easy to set up too. We can't make brush higher than 10. What happened? What just happened? It didn't like me doing what I did. It doesn't like me doing a brush size 10. Does it not like just be doing it far away? No, it's fine. Huh? I don't know what's up with that. Pretty cool. Okay, so what we can do now is swap this out with some trees. change the spacing to be 1,000. 500? 500. And then we can change the random scale here between 1 and 2. Is the random scale here uniform? It is uniform. Don't do uniform. I wonder why the rotation is the way it is. Okay, so now we have the ability to just paint a forest and actually have it be affected by the brush size. And if we want to, we can go with a box. And that's working great. And then we can turn off pruning, and then we have very bushy trees. But we can keep that and then just say increase the point spacing. But you're more likely to get overlapping. But even then, like, even with a high point spacing, that's pretty good. All right, that's still pretty good. The debug might need to be bigger. Looking at it now with the trees, so I'll maybe make this 1,000. Let's make it 10,000. Okay, maybe not 10. Let's make it like 5,000. Okay. Do we have everything we need then? We're able to erase, we're able to effectively... The main thing I wanted was to create an actual paint setup. I'll be able to go over the data instance and explain that. I wish the data instance node here, the get tool data, I wish this gave us more information. It only gives point information. It does not give you a single attribute about what's actually set up in here, which I would really like. Yeah, with enough of a minimum point spacing. Reset this. Do like 4,000. Like, you can just paint it without doing the self-pruning. Honestly. Just paint it all in, and then when you need to, you can erase it. Okay. Is there anything else that we'd want to do with this? Hey, Big Bad Wolf, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. This is in foliage paint, right? The hell is PCG paint? 5.7, new stuff. I mean, this is PCG, and it's just we have access to new things in 5.7. I released a video on it. You should check it out. Exclamation mark YouTube. I'm just making a tool that will allow it to actually paint like you could with a foliage brush. Because the main problem was that you couldn't actually just paint it. I don't know why you can't make the size of the brush bigger than 10. I don't like that. The default of the brush is this. And yeah, like, I get it. When you have too much stuff, like, it can be bad, but If I wanted to paint like a large forest, it's still good. 10 is fine. Yep. The only thing you know what I need to change? I need to change the offset. Because the spacing is pretty high. So let's do negative 500, 500, to 500, 500. Give it a little more variation because they are kind of cramped. Actually, if point space is 1200, you can go with 600, but no, this is fine. 1 to 2, 1 to 3, and have all the variations. Am I painting on the PCG here? Is that what's happening? Or no, they added a tree that's... Oh. They added a tree that has a branch. I've never noticed it before. I'm pretty sure all of the trees beforehand didn't have this sticking out. If I wanted to, I guess I could also have a different meshes for the different data instances, but I'll be showing enough where this is clear how to control it. What is the strength? If I set strength at 0.5, that looks like nothing's changed. 0.1. I don't like. I can't control. I can't access these settings. So I'm not sure why they're even there. The only thing that we can control is the size. If we did a reset here and I was to paint, let's do a reset on both. If I painted this and we looked at the data information, we have the positions and we have the bounds. Density is being set. Oh, so density is the strength. Ah. Why are you complaining? Diameter could not found? Are you complaining just because I haven't drawn anything for you yet? Yes. Good to know. Good to know. So we have access to it by density. If I did fall off will be also density. Well, hold on a second. That back to... Oh. What is fall off doing? Amount of fall off to apply 0 to 1. Yeah, but what is it doing? Because I'm not the one controlling that. All I'm doing is creating a single point and then copying from there. So it should never be able to only spawn a single point. Okay. Add one more variable. Uniform scaling. It'll be on by default. I'll put that under offsets. There we go. Now the trees don't look weird. They are going to be angled if we paint them this way. So we could make them guaranteed to face up. Absolute rotation. And for absolute rotation, we'll put it here on the first one. Because then the second one will be random off of the firsts. Which I think is what I want. We have absolute rotation off by default. But if we go ahead and now turn it on, they now face up. Turn off the fall off. Fall off seems to somehow work, but I don't understand how it's working. I'll be honest. Somehow fall off is just working right off the bat. But I can't explain how. Okay, I think we're good. I think this is in a good spot for explaining all of this and actually creating a brush. Is there a value that we don't have? I mean, I don't understand fall off, to be fair. But other than that, because that's not controlling density. Density is still 0.5 and 1, even when we have fall off at 1. Okay. That's still... It doesn't change anything. Density, I would have thought that the density gets, affected, but no. Density does not get affected, neither does any of the bounds, so somehow fall off is pruning things. It's a magical thing. Okay, well. Sweet. I am quite pleased. I guess we go, continue with game dev? I think we go continue with game dev. Close it up. Great anime. Mashal. Hey, Ribbon Sticks, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Always continue with the game dev. Hell yeah. I made some small changes since yesterday. Oh no, actually I'm about to show you my fog. I put a single screenshot in the Discord. You're behind, you got it live. Hey, that's okay. We're just finished doing the PCG stuff for Sunday's video. Tutorial coming Sunday. Creating basically a brush effect is very simple. I'll be showing how to do categories and all sorts of things with new 5.7 stuff. Should be good. But if we go ahead and go to hub. I made a few other changes actually. Starting with did I not press save? I put floating islands here. What the hell happened? I put floating islands around. Did I not save? I always save. Let me show you what I did in the game. If we get a good spawn, as I'll call it. Load, please. Going, it's going. Yeah, found the seed. Health generating. There we go. Ah, look at that. That's what we want. Not only is there depth of field, but also there is the actual fog effect. So we can go down a level, maybe find another better look. Oh, yeah, there's some more. Take a look here. Yeah, there we go. Pause it so. Huh? That works pretty well. And surprised, it looks pretty. It looks almost painted. What I ended up going with, I ended up going with local fog volumes. And then what I had to do, it genuinely looks painted, which is awesome. And I had to do is make the sky sphere transparent, because if it is by default opaque, but then it crashes the game. No, it doesn't. I'll show. It just wasn't happy about me doing that. I guess we'll pause the playing. An opaque thing will get affected by the fog, so it'll look like it's in fog, but I wanted the sky sphere to actually not be affected by the fog at all. Always show it, ignore this fog. In this scenario. So if we go to the hub, which I guess I'm going to put in the tiny islands and stuff that I put in have been removed. Sad noises. But right, so we see the sky sphere here, and then if I make it not translucent, this is what happens. Right, this is just fog in all directions, and so you cannot see the sky sphere anymore effectively because the fog is thick enough where you just will not see it, and this is accurate. But by making it translucent, we can have it ignore the fog. That is the only way I know of to bypass fog. If there is a way without making it translucent, which would be ideal, I'd love to. Because you can't even make it masked, see? It has to be specifically translucent. And then it doesn't work. It's funny thing is, for local height fog, you don't even need to uncheck apply fogging. For exponential, you do, but for local height fog, you just translucency kills it. So, well, let me put on, I guess, spawn some more small islands around. If this was post-process, you could ignore stuff for fog and it would be a different setup for sure. Yeah, but then I think doing it as a post-process would be difficult. Because how do you tell depth? You use the depth, yes, the depth buffer, but that... but then you have to know what you want in terms of, the more depth there is, you want it to be... Fog easier. Makes my head heartless. I need to change value here. This world raycast. Raycast length. No, I need to change this transfer points. I'll expose a new value here. We'll make it a vector. This is going to be raycast offset. Right now it is offset. We'll do offset minute max. That'll be the easiest way. So -300, -300, 5,000, and then 300, 300, 5,000. I'm holding control and wasn't happy. So we put that in, so it will effectively be the same, but now what I can do is, right, it's projecting it basically onto the islands, which I don't want. So we can tell it to project from a different area if we so wish. And what I basically want to do is just add a little bit of interest. As we kind of, you know, run around, walk around here, just be like, okay, you know what? There's extra like little floaties in places. You get him. Actually, why am I moving? I can just randomize the seed. That's a thing. Randomizing seeds. That was actually pretty cool. Especially if we gave it a sword embedded into it. Are you gonna see it? See, now with the fog even on this level, right? We start seeing a bit of fog even on that. Yeah, I kinda like that. I like that. That's huge. That's actually pretty cool. I'm tempted to keep that one. Let's check. I want one right there in the distance. Having it this big right here, I think does not work. So I think my main problem is they're too close.
As I heal pacifiers.
Ads are here. Those blasted ads. Get off my stream. A few here and there. I think that's fine. Like a one over there. You see it from here. Yeah, that's fine. We don't want to go crazy. I think this one being close is fine. We don't want too many of those, though. It makes me feel like it makes sense. I probably want to add... I probably should add more of these floating pieces to other islands, to be fair. Other levels. After we scatter them around here, I think that's what I'll do. The portals don't get affected by the fog, do they? Basically not. No. Yeah, they look not quite there. That's around there is where I want it. Got a cool design. It's a cool pattern. Go back. Go back. That's not bad. Oh, that's totally not where I see it. I need it like over there. There we go. That like that maybe. That seems like a good one. I will say the blur is not working great in terms of the silhouettes here. The blur and the fact that it's... Oh, you know what it is? I bet these are not nanite. I bet they're They have actual LODs. Ah, that's why. Nanite would preserve the shape a little more compared to the LOD. So that's fine. It'll be fine in the end. It'll be fine in the end. Oh, by the way, random thing, somewhat random thing. I found out recently that in 5.5 plus, it seems like there's some major issues with GPU light baking. So, like stuff that stopped fixing in 5.7. And that's not good. That's not good at all. I'm into. So I'm now rethinking whether or not I want to bake at all for this environment, for this project. Because the problem is, it seems like, specifically with instanced meshes, more or less. And as you could probably tell, pretty much all of this is instanced meshes because it's PCG, and that's kind of how things are. So yeah, I don't know. I'll need to think about it. I'll need to think about it. That might not be visible. The hope was to eventually bake the lighting for the environment, because it's gonna be far more optimized. You can barely see it. It would need to be like here underneath. You can kind of see it. And this one you also really cannot see. Can we keep that? Can we see that? CPU is not really an option since it just takes way too long. You really can't. This, you can kind of see them. It does look nice. I want one right there, I think. You do see it there on the right. Yeah, okay. Let's put one right over here. I think I'm putting more of them down now compared to when I did it by myself. As long as I save it, I guess that's the main thing. Yeah. I think that's okay. And that's okay. One down there for sure. Let me just make sure that I actually see it before I tweak it. I see it there. No, but was it down here that was... You really don't see much here. For it to be visible would be difficult. It would be difficult to be seen. Yeah, I would need to put it almost like here. And then we can change projection here to be like this. That might be okay. It does break up the silhouette there a bit more, which I do like. I do want one right there, I think. I like these tools. I say as I am the one that made them. Yeah, see that? Get the parallax. Parallax is good. You want parallax. It gives a sense of scale. We definitely want one big. I think we want like a pretty big one there. Up high. Ooh. If the shape was a little better, it could work. Size is not a problem. The shape. Well, that's interesting. It almost looks like you could theoretically walk there, maybe. Yeah, I like that, actually. Yep. We'll keep that. We'll put another one here. And maybe a small one in the distance here. I think it really helps. I think it really helps the feeling of the whole floating island, having these pieces around. Might even put in I think I do want another one around here, but maybe For parallax, I want it a little higher. That was actually not terrible. Yeah? I think that fits the bill. I think we got exactly what we wanted. Even here you got a little bit. Here you have some. Kind of want something like as you cross this bridge, I kind of want something just right there. Actually, that's the right spot. We just need to randomize it. It doesn't have to be a ton of rocks. It needs to be something. Yeah, just a few little bit. Just a little bit there. Sweet. I like it. I like it. I think this one used to be bigger, but also further away. What I could try doing is doing 5x5 here, 6x6, and then reducing the amount of rocks. So have a bigger area, but it won't feel super dense, is the hope. I mean, honestly, that's actually not bad. I think we can go with that. Right there, we want another one. We want another one there. Find another spot. Oh, I'm in the freaking stairs again. Why? Actually, that's fine. Hey, Leo, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. First PCG, second PCG, third PCG, fourth PCG, fifth PCG. Continue. Come on, you can count higher than 5. I know it's hard. That's all you have for fingers on a hand. But you gotta eventually start using your second hand. You can literally double how much you count if you just use the help of your second hand, not including your toes. Just saying, it's gonna be very helpful. Nah, you're lazy. Time to automate it. Hey, my man. That's yep. That's how you do it. This is the longest wait for Tuesday in your life? Is Tuesday when you're having the interview? Your second interview? For the second place? Is that why you're excited for Tuesday? Get major lag on YouTube. Oh, it's not good. Yeah, Tuesday's an interview. Got it. Yeah, that'd make it exciting. Yeah, I can see that. You have the idea you have for landscape grid tiles. Yeah, you can absolutely, you have potential pitfalls you see down the line. So you can spawn level instances with the way you're doing right now. It just won't be with PCG, but I already say don't use PCG for that stuff. You see why? Because you can't spawn that with PCG. I mean, you could spawn level instances with PCG if you wanted to. You could spawn full level instances, but if you want, you know what? You could theoretically spawn full level instances with PCG to create your grid, but you wouldn't have the logic to how you wanted it to connect and all that. PCG decorate, yeah, you could have. That will work fantastically in a level instance because that's basically what I'm doing here, right? It's all PCG and it's working great. That's kind of what it's really good at. The pitfalls you're gonna have is just making sure the things connect, right? And you're most likely gonna have to, in your setup, have to make them square pieces. So as long as you're fine with all that, yeah, it should work. Well, you probably... So, I forget what the logic, the algorithm is called for it. I'm see if I find it real quick. I know what I need to search to find it. WFC dungeons. Because I knew if I was searching this, right? All of this is the different types of sections, but they're all squares, right? They're all perfect squares, and it assembles into this. So theoretically, with that kind of setup, you could use this setup, and you just need to create a setup that will work. It's not very Path of Exile like, but Path of Exile system is insane. Custom struct that links to specific level instances, and each struct would basically consist of landscape keys, or basically Wong tile definitions, but a bit differently. Yeah, this is basically Wong. I think WFC is one of them. Yeah. The thing is, how are you going to create the logic for it? I'm curious. Because it's not like you can spawn a room and have it check the next... Right, you do spawn a room and have it see what it can place next to it? But then... that wouldn't work either, because what if you just continue... It continues randomizing in a straight line and you want it to like fill out an area, right? I don't know the logic, which is why I've not made a dungeon generator. I'm not good with the logic part of it. But if you can get that done or figure it out, it's gonna be real nice. Real nice. You know what else is real nice? You know what else is real nice? So, as soon as it loads. Just you wait. That's real nice. You see we added fog since last time. I posted a picture of one of the fog ones. There's fog of different layers, so it looks like it's not only blurring in the distance, but it also, you know, it looks more foggy, so you can really tell the depth a lot better. Yeah. Let's go ahead and go into the levels real quick. I want to see if I can throw in a few floating islands in places. Like we can put on the small islands here. I said small. That's not small. Where do we want to put it? Let's go ahead and just randomize that a bit. Trying to think, maybe next to this down here would be better. A little too flat on the tops. A little bit more variation. It's not terrible, but there's like no greenery. Well, a little bit. Was it an explanation in Discord with a graphic to explain a lot better what you're planning to do so far? Yeah. I am quite curious, I will say. Let's go with this. Next one. We have one there. We have a pretty big area. We could definitely put just a floating one here, because it's not gonna get in the way. It'll just add for the parallax. Okay, so when we're looking this way, right, it'll help if there's something down below it. Not terrible. Do I want just a little few random splattering of rocks? Eh, probably fine. Yeah. Why is it the same layer 3 times? Okay, this one's fine. We can go with this. Okay, on this one, I might try to put one on the top, actually. No, it's too big to put on top. This one is a little more challenging. Yeah, I think on this one, we don't do anything. Shop we don't care about. Spawn we don't care about. Is this one? Is the original... no, this one of mine. Where you have one there. We can try... also putting one up in the air here. Of course, when I remove like a bit of them, it removes the ones that I want to keep. It's always the case. He just doesn't like me. Really, that's it. One, two, three, all in the facing the same way. It's fully random. It rotates them randomly, but yet not randomly enough, it seems. I gotta decide on one. I gotta just pick one. Remind you of anything? Nah, definitely not. You know what? It's fine. That's time. I don't know if it's a random one that's just failing. Is it the fact that it's random that's failing? Or is it the speaker bot is just cannot do random properly? Yeah, I think just speaker bot is pooping the bed. I don't like it pooping the bed. All odds are over now, so too late to add it in now. We're playing now. Oh, she's gonna play it now. This one already got it in, and last one is one of the pre-made ones, and it already comes with one. Okay. So if we go ahead and play the game. Okay, I need to do something about this. Basically, this sword needs to change because it lines up too perfectly with this one, and you cannot tell you're running into it. So I need to move it. I need to move it maybe here, and I need to rotate it. Or maybe just put it right there. But it was just in the way. I've run into that sword too many times. So I think if I run into it constantly, someone else will too. That's better. Now it doesn't feel like it's in the way. Just need to flip it this way. Okay. Let's try out the dungeon and see. Dungeon time? Dungeon? Yeah, there it is. We see a little bit of the rocks there. Okay. Oh, good job, me. Oh, I somehow managed to get out. Okay. So when you get stuck on the stairs, it seems like you can still get out. Which is good. Ooh, okay. These rocks need a new material that will cut them out. And also here we need to cut these out. So if I'm putting the rocks up high, I need to make sure that they have the transparent material on them, because that's a problem. Okay. Okay. So how do we best set that up? Go find one. We have that. Yeah. If this is here, right, we cannot see it. Or I think it might have been this one by facing this way just now. So this is the grass. These are the rocks. Rocks. But I think the rocks all use the same material. Atlas 1, 1, 1, 1. Yes. Which means we can do Atlas 1 masked. Set it to be masked. You can do it. You can save a material. Good job, Unreal. You managed to save a material. Proud of you. Because this is the same one we already have the culling set up. So, a few things we're going to change on this. So, you are going to go and get collisions. You're already doing block all, so I guess that takes care of that. I don't know why you're block all. But cool. I guess for the culling. It's... I don't know. What I need to do, though, is add a boolean. And this is going to be masked. And what we can do is do set attribute. And then do a select based off of masked. Is that on Discord? Okay, I'll check it out in just a second. I want to get this set up first. Can I do a... I need a material interface. Yeah, this is going to be the normal material. And masked material. Okay. Normal masked. So it's masked, it uses B, so that goes there, that goes there. Not set. Add attribute. And we'll call this material. And then here we want to do by attribute material override material. So now if we go ahead and turn on masked, that theoretically should work, and we will know if we deselect it, reselect it, select one of these, and we open the material, and it opens to this one. I closed it. It opens to the masked one. Fantastic. Okay. Let me just assign it to the other levels, and then and I'll take a look at the thing. Yeah. It might be that even with that, it'll be too much. So if it is, we'll, move them away from that spot. That should be fine. Masked. Big one. Masked. Do they just change the seed, how it looks? It. Why? Why do you do that? Why being butt? You know what? Kind of like that. Kind of like, especially considering it's a bridge. Kind of like that. And we're good. Okay. Let's do a real world test. And we should be good. Hopefully. As long as you can see ourselves through it, we'll consider it a success. Enemy time. Let's see. Oh, never mind. You wonder what's causing the stair bug? Oh, I mean, like ending up in the middle of it. Yeah, I don't know either. My God, I got a chain stun hit there. But can I get an island here that has? I just wanted to do the test. Surely, it's not collision. I think it might be collision, where it's somehow not hitting one collision and it's hitting but it's hitting the other. I probably need to do the check from higher up. It only happens going down. It never happens when going up, to be fair. Oh, look at that. You really feel the fact that it is far down. That's great. Look at that. Look at that view. Come on. I'm even blocking somewhere I can put myself. I can put myself right there. Come on, you gotta give that view. Very God of War, Mount Olympus falling down. Hide the cam. Screenshot? Yeah, I'll take a screenshot. Yep. It's a good screenshot. Save that. It's on the desktop. That's new thumbnail. Maybe I had one yesterday. I already have a new thumbnail technically from yesterday. This one was from yesterday, but this is the one that I posted in the community, and this one's even better. Like, this was good, right? This was us yesterday. But then with the fog, right? The fog is what does this. It's compared to everything else, like, this is cool. But the fog. Especially when you have like it connecting where there's like basically a big bridge. Can we get? I just want to get to one of the blocking rocks. Wait, it's here. Right, we already tested that. Is it over here? Come on. Give me one. I did one test case. God. Now imagine being able to jump off cliff and dive bomb onto another platform. Don't give him more ideas. No, that would cause so many issues. One, and there's no benefit to it. It's only downside to that. Oh, those extra little rocks that we added. Oh yeah. Bam! Look at that. Those little floating ones. That. Mm-hmm. Totally worth it. Where are these rocks? Seriously. Can I just one? I just want one. Gotta be kidding me. Why is it? Fix that later. I don't care. All I care about is the rocks. What I'm gonna do, as soon as it generates, I'm gonna eject it. I'm gonna try and find it. See if it's even there. PCG man match goes rock. Yes. Not here. Right there. Okay. Assuming that I didn't forget to do that one, we can actually test. We can check it right here. If I selected it, it is mass. Yes, so we can test it. Okay, so it's down and then over. Okay. I found some rocks, guys. I found some rocks. There might be too many enemies. They don't hurt that much, to be fair. That's not working. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll need to mess with that. Let's look at what Leah posted. Edge case would be filled with blockable terrain and assume it's impassable to player. And for surrounding the map, we generated, you're going to take a corner piece of a single tile as well as singular side and rotate to completely block out the map upon generation finish as a last safety check for blocking player access. Some will guarantee the player will enclose the map in blockable area and theoretically holes. Okay, let's see this picture. Okay. How the hell are you going to do a river? Landscape key blank. Landscape key dirt. Uh-huh. How the hell are you going to do this? For each grid, a tag will be associated with a tile. In blueprints, the story will contain data for each tile of a side during placement. We compare and rotate for each tile to check if it's compatible. A tag will be associated with a tile. So like dirt, blank, whatever. Sure. This assumes it's pure flat, by the way. This is also assumes there's 0 elevation changes. I mean, like, you could do like dirt L1, dirt L2, dirt, but then what if you? How do you need transitions now, right? And then so this is hard coded basically. You're hard coding the design. This is not procedural. So if you're gonna hard code it, why even go through all this trouble? Just create the map with your preset level instances then. Right? See where I'm going? Because this doesn't seem procedurally automatically set up with logic. This seems like you're gonna tell it what's where. But if you're going through that trouble, why even do all that? Just create the level how you want it to look, using your, pieces. The grid tiles are pre-made and the tile placement is procedural. How are you gonna do how would you do a river procedural? Not to mention that it needs to line up between all the tiles. But you would... this is more complicated. River's not procedural, it's placed. Well, if you can't do a placed river if everything is procedural without it being a set in stone, you created this and this is what the environment looks like, right? Which is fine, but then in the end result is a, procedural assisted but catered environment. Which is fine. So you're not going to be having the level randomized every time then, basically. Because keep in mind, you cannot do a river procedurally. You cannot modify landscape at runtime. It has to be built into that landscape. You're not going to be able to create it with your setup and then put a river in. It has to be built in. So just... Yeah. The theory behind this is good. I fear the execution is going to be far more difficult than you think. Especially if you want to have things like rivers going through it. I think this is going to be considerably more challenging than you think. But you're not exactly one to shy away from challenge, so should be fine. You're not procedurally making rivers? Yeah, so I got that. But what I'm saying is, if you're not going to make it procedurally, then lining it up and making it all like feel like it actually flows proper, right? It's going to be a challenge. With pathfinding below? Yeah, you could do it with pathfinding. Yeah. Again, selecting it and like figuring out how it flows is not going to be a challenge. Making it look like it flows naturally, especially on a flat thing, is going to be challenging, I think. Plus, then you'll also need to have some of them have bridges, but also make sure there's enough bridges but not too many bridges not to cross it. It's going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing. I believe in you, though. You can do it. Having each tile have the data for elevation levels might be okay, I think. Yes, but only if you can somehow also figure out how do you make the outer ones connection pieces. Because keep in mind, you're going to need to know what is next to it on either side. And you also need corner pieces. Right? So don't need all of this. Oh, yeah, this is the tunnel thing. Don't need you, don't need you. Oh yeah, this was me figuring out how to do the mouse stuff. We don't care about that anymore. Yeah, let me just put it here. So, right, if you have even like a 3x3 grid, and then in this middle one is, let's say, an elevated surface, and around here is not elevated, and you need transition, you need to now have a one that goes down here, one that goes down this way, right? So now you need one that transitions from this material to whatever the material out here is, because maybe this is a one material on this side, okay, and just a lower desert or whatever cliff on this side. So now you need to have this is different for these two. You can see how this is going to get really complicated really fast. If I'm very interested, if you get this working, I'm very interested in the logic and all that. But my poor brain just goes, just deflates just thinking about it. It's why I use Dungeon Architect.
ADS are here. Pausing for ADS.
Yeah, absolutely. You could do, but the problem isn't the elevation change. The problem is you need to have the transition ones and have it all connect. You could do like a linear, just getting higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, right? And it just, but if you wanted to now have this just a higher spot and these tiles be lower connecting to something else, or obviously you'd have not just one, but like, right, it would need to connect in all directions, whether through cliffs or whatever else. So just think about that. How are you going to do the transitions between all those and the different materials, right? If you're going to go grass to cliff to more grass, it'll be a lot easier because then you only need to do, I mean, you don't have to do 9. You could do one that's rotated in 4 ways and another one that's rotated in 4 ways. So you would need 2. But ideally, you probably want more right? More versions. Actually, the solution would be having smaller grids and then not a lot more generation. Work that way, technically? Wouldn't smaller grids be harder? Because you need to do more calculations. Figure out more things. You have less room to place something. Like, you'd want to have this big enough where you could place like a house here. Or whatever, like a large thing. Because it can't be smaller than whatever large thing you want to procedurally place is. I imagine. Or you could spawn it on top of it as well. But if you don't know what the layout is, really, it'll be difficult. I don't know why I didn't just do this. Oh, I need to set it to masked. Why are we not culling here? Why is this set to no collision? Oh, God, I did the thing again. I did the thing. Is that what? Did I do the thing? No, but it's off of template actor. It's not even per instance. This is template actor and by attribute. Why are we not having them all set to block call? Custom. Oh, those are the grass ones. Hold on. Okay. It's because I was looking at the grass ones. No, it's fine. It's fine. So then what's the problem? Why is this not working? We really need to start doing the thing? What is the thing? Is the thing bad PCG? Because, yeah, I really need to stop doing that. Hey, Elba. Welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. In a direction? It's going in a direction? What you talking about? It's finding it, it's hitting it. I know why. I know why. It's because there's so many instances and I'm not looping on every single instance. I'm only grabbing the first one in my setup. Because we only set it up for the trees originally, and so it wasn't looping on every single component, basically. Because here it gets component from class. Only here we need to do get components by class, instance, static mesh component for each loop. Better. In a direction, it's going in a direction. So the good word, that's why it didn't work. Upside down. What? I don't follow. It doesn't look good either way. Even though I can entirely see through the character, it just doesn't look good. For the rocks. So I think I'm gonna drop the rocks. I think the rocks don't work up high. Either way, but at least now I have it working for multiple layers. Did YouTube not show the emoji? No. I see what it says right there. Well, on my thing, I didn't see the emoji. It's because I'm not using the actual YouTube chat. I see whatever this shows, basically. Oh, you're answering to Olba in a direction. It's going in a direction. Okay, got it. It's late. Okay, it's late. My brain clearly ain't braining. Just insert excuse here. Can we just do that? So I'm gonna look through them and I'm gonna remove any ones that are above and could block the view. Those do not work. I'll still have them, but I'll have them only be below where they don't block the view. Actually, back to this one. And because the whole mask thing we don't want anymore. So we don't want two of them here, so I'll just kill it. It's fine. I could, you know what? I could. Have it here. Hey Sam, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. That's nice. Okay. Next. This one's fine. This one. Yeah, we can also drop it down below. Yeah, that works. Is enable dynamic nav mesh the only way to use nav mesh with PCG? No. That nav mesh, I'm pretty sure, is just if you're want to change it during runtime. If you're just gonna place it, I don't think you need that nav mesh. I'm pretty sure. I have to use it because I'm spawning and despawning things that affect navigation at runtime. But otherwise, I don't think you need it. Yeah. Still looks nice. All the little floaty points. Yeah, that we added. Looks good. It was here. Yeah, even there. Yeah. It helps. It helps. I need to do an actual run through this to actually test out the amount of mobs, I will say. So Monday, what I'll probably do first is do like an actual run, make sure it's working, make sure I can kill enough mobs, and like it doesn't feel like I'm like backtracking like everything and trying to find like where the hell to go, because that could be because we've made it a little more complex to actually clear out enough mobs. So yeah, we will see, but looks good otherwise. I think the little floaties help a lot. As Leo said, who would have guessed that, you know, setting up a proper environment would be fun. Well, to be fair, this environment is fun. The one I was doing before with the Japanese buildings and like all those, the city one, was not great. Mostly because the assets were not great. It didn't allow for many options. I didn't really figure out the kind of the look or the style or whatever you want to call it yet. Once I found this pack, I looked through all the packs that I had. Once I found this one, it became a lot more okay. This works. This with sprites, I think works. Which I'm glad. I am glad for that. But as glad as I am, good things must come to an end. And that includes this week's adventure. Sunday, I'll be releasing the video on the actual brush, or more brush-like PCG setup. You're shutting down this idea? What idea? You asked GPT to run the numbers? Yeah, where you should not think of the like how many you would need? What's wrong? You don't like the numbers? With just 4 tags alone, it goes into millions of tiles. I don't know how you're getting millions for 4 tags, to be fair. But it's definitely not millions, but it's definitely not like... You're gonna go with over 100 for sure. I don't know what you're doing to get millions, but... Because I showed you, right? If you have just elevation changes, you have one, and then you have one that is rotated 4 times, and the corner one that's rotated 4 times. So you have from the one to transition out to one other material would require 3 pieces, and then you do that for however many versions you have, and then yeah, each tile on a single edge can potentially have 4 different tags. Oh, see, now you overcomplicated it there. Yep. Now I made it extra complicated. 10 tiles on one side? No, what? You mean like a 10 by 10? That's not much. Either way, like I said, it is much more complicated than you think. And I think ChatGPT has brought you down an incorrect path in terms of the numbers, but unless you've overcomplicated even the even the very complicated setup, which is also possible. I wouldn't put it past you to overcomplicate everything. There you go. I'm glad you did the numbers. I guess into the millions. Yeah. Video coming Sunday, and we'll continue this fun adventure come Monday. Hope to see you guys then. Have a good night, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.